Hello and welcome to Watch Releases Recap, a weekly YouTube show where we talk about the latest watches being released. My name is Oleg and that right there is Mr. Bond. And now let's talk about the new Nomos Tetra Origins collection. Nomos Tetra is a pretty popular collection as is. Now we got 4 new dials added to the catalog. And actually I like all 4. My favorite is probably this mint green one, although the yellow also looks really sharp. In terms of the case and the dimensions, they stayed pretty much the same. The watch still comes in a stainless steel case. It is of course a square case with 29.5 by 29.5 millimeters. This watch features 30 meters of water resistance and it is powered by the caliber DUW 4001, which is an in-house movement. Nomos even makes their own escapements, so this is truly an in-house movement that beats at 3 Hz and it comes with roughly 43 hours of power reserve. In terms of the pricing, this watch is priced at around 2,180 euro, which I think is a very fair price, especially for a watch with an in-house movement. Next, let's talk about the new Tag Heuer Carrera Extreme Sport Chronographs. Last year, Tag Heuer has released this Extreme Sport collection and it kind of set the stage for this year's release. In total, we got 3 different watches added to the catalog. One limited edition F1 watch, the other 2 are part of the standard catalog. First, let's talk about this titanium one with a ceramic bezel insert, which I think actually looks quite sharp. It is also a 2-tone bezel with this sort of greenish gray color combination. In terms of the case dimensions, this one is about 44 millimeters in diameter. It's quite thick, 16.7 millimeters in case height. It features 100 meters of water resistance and it is powered by the caliber TH20-02 in-house automatic GMT chronograph movement. So this model features both the GMT functionality as well as a chronograph that beats at 4 Hz and it comes with 80 hours of power reserve. And as far as the pricing and availability goes, this will be part of the standard catalog and the watch is priced at 8850 Swiss francs. But we also got the same watch in a rose gold case with a rose gold-ish dial. Of course, the dial is semi-skeletonized, so not all of the elements on the dial are made out of rose gold. As far as the dimensions go, they're pretty much exactly the same, still 44 millimeter diameter. The movement powering this watch is slightly different, is the caliber TH2000, so not the GMT version of this movement, but the standard chronograph version of this movement. But it still beats at 4 Hz and it still comes with 80 hours of power reserve. Now, as you would imagine, this is the more expensive watch because it's made out of rose gold. So this one is priced at 21,500 Swiss francs. Finally, we got a limited edition F1 watch for the 75th anniversary of Formula 1. Now, of course, Tag Heuer this year has become the official sponsor of Formula 1, so it only makes sense we're gonna get these special editions from Tag Heuer. To be honest with you, this is my least favorite version out of the 3, but hey, to each their own. So this one is a very similar watch, except for it comes in a grade 2 titanium case with a rose gold bezel insert. So it almost combines the elements from the 2 watches I just mentioned. However, this one does have a tourbillon complication on top of the chronograph. So it's powered by the caliber TH20-09. It beats at 4 Hz and it comes with a slightly lower 65-hour power reserve. This will be limited to 75 units. Makes sense, 75th anniversary of F1, 75 units. All of that is on brand. And this one is priced at 39,000 Swiss francs. Next, let's talk about the new Seiko Rotocall collection. If you're a collector of digital watches, you're of course familiar with this watch from 1980s. It is sometimes nicknamed the astronaut because these watches were very popular with astronauts. I think something like 100 or 150 different space missions were performed with astronauts wearing this specific watch. What made this model special is how easy it is to use because you use both the bezel as well as the pushers. So how it works, you move the bezel to set the function that you want to control. So for instance, you turn it to the timer and then you have the 2 pushers, one at the 8 o'clock position, one at the 4 o'clock position. And those are the pushers that you would engage the timer with. Now there is a reissue of this model, which I think looks really sharp. and it is very faithful to the original from 1980s. There are 3 different color variations of this watch available. My favorite is probably the black and yellow, although the blue one is also very handsome. In terms of the case and the dimensions, these watches are made out of stainless steel. They feature a 37mm diameter and they're only 10.6mm in case height. They come with both stainless steel bracelet as well as a NATO strap, and they have 100 meters of water resistance. What surprised me about this release is the fact that all 3 different versions are part of the standard catalog. They're not limited editions. However, the price is a bit on the higher side, $550 US. Next, let's talk about another expensive watch, the Omega Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon and Gray Side of the Moon models. The original Omega Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon came out in 2013, and they haven't really updated that model until today. But instead of giving us 1 new model, they actually gave us 3 different ones, all in ceramic cases. 2 versions are actually pretty similar. So you have the sort of standard one, and then you have the blackout version. Both of them are coming in the same case and the same dimensions, 44.2mm diameter, 50mm lug-to-lug distance, and about 15mm case height, which is a bit on the thicker side, although these are automatic chronograph watches. So I guess it's sort of understandable. The thickness is not the problem with these watches, is the overall sort of size of it, because 50mm lug-to-lug, yeah, that's pretty big. These watches are larger than the Moon watch, which is about 42mm. Between the 2 versions, I actually quite like the standard one with the shiny ceramic. I think that looks really good, although the blackout version is also very handsome, but generally I tend not to go for these blackout watches. I do want some functionality in my chronographs, and with the all blackout version, yeah, it's kind of difficult to read the time. But there's also this other version called Dark Vader, and this one is really cool because it comes with a different movement. So the case is actually slightly slimmer. It's 13mm in case height as opposed to 15 on the other models. And this one is powered by the caliber 9908, which is the manual wound version of the other movement that was powering the other watches, the 9900. Both versions are MADAS certified, both versions beat at 4 Hz, and both versions come with 60 hours of power reserve. Now, in terms of the pricing and availability, so the automatic watches are about 15,700 USD, and the Dark Vader one is about 16,100. So it is slightly more expensive. But we also got another version of this watch, the Gray Side of the Moon, with sort of the moon cutouts on the dial as well as on the movement. And this one is actually my favorite out of all of them, which kind of caught me by surprise. I'm a big fan of how this watch looks. I also like the case height of about 13mm, so this one is right up my alley. And it is slightly more expensive than the other versions. This one is 16,400 USD. I should get my hands on these watches for a review very soon. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those videos when they do come out. And in the review, I'll go more into the details and the things I like, the things that I don't like about them, as always. But so far, I'm a big fan. Yes, Omega is releasing quite a few watches. It's kind of hard to keep track, but I think this release is great. It's just a bit on the expensive side. Next, let's talk about the new Yema Rallygraf Alpine Cup Series Chronograph. Yema is a French watch company, and I think they're the official sponsor of the Alpine Cup series, so it only makes sense that this watch exists. There are a couple of different versions. There's the Seiko Mecha Quartz version, and there's the hand-wound version. We're going to talk about the hand-wound version because I think this one is a little bit more special. In my opinion, this is a very handsome chronograph. It comes in a stainless steel case, 41mm diameter, 12.5mm case height, and it's about 47mm from one lug to another. So this one should wear much better than the Omegas we just talked about. It also comes with 100 meters of water resistance and is powered by the Sellita SW510M. M stands for manual wound. So this one is not an automatic movement, but that's why the watch is so thin. It beats at 4 Hz and comes with roughly 60 hours of power reserve. As far as the pricing and availability goes, this will be a limited edition to only 100 pieces, and the watch is priced at around 2,200 euro. I think a pretty fair price for a watch like this, and in fact, I like this watch quite a bit. I think it's very, very handsome. Next, let's talk about the new Bremont Terra Nova jumping hour. This is actually the second time that Bremont is giving us a jumping hour watch. We got a couple of models released earlier, but now there's this new model that I think looks better and it is more affordable. So this one comes in a stainless steel case, 38mm diameter, 9.1mm case height, and it's about 44mm from one lug to another. It features 30 meters of water resistance and is powered by the brand new caliber BC634, which is made by Sellita specifically for Bremont. It beats at 4 Hz and it comes with 56 hours of power reserve, and of course it has that jumping hour complication. As far as the pricing and availability goes, this will be part of the standard catalog, and this watch is priced at 5,050 euro on the leather strap or 300 euro more for the one on the stainless steel bracelet. And that's it for this week's watch releases. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this in the future, and of course leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what releases stood out to you. I always enjoy reading your comments. Thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, and by the way, today on my wrist I'm wearing my Nomos Neomatic Club Sport. I did a review of this watch. I will leave it linked in the description. Okay, bye.